An ambulance delay turns deadly.
Let's go ahead and get an ETA. We're going to need to step this up.
Hospital workers fatally overdose a patient.
I said, well, was it morphine? And she said, yes.
A car manufacturer issues an engine recall.
They don't know how long it will take for them to receive the part.
The search for missing bodies in Lake Lanier.
The body of a man is still missing more than 24 hours after he fell off a boat.
Welcome to Behind the Investigation with Atlanta News First Investigates, as we reveal problems and solutions impacting our community.
First, a city in Metro Atlanta is experiencing long wait times for ambulances, sometimes over 20 minutes. We uncovered that these delays can have deadly consequences.
You're dying? Yes. Can I talk just a minute, okay? Go ahead and start AMR to Blackburn Park. Just relax, stay in the car. Is your chest hurting? Hang tight, hang in there, okay? Got help coming.
A Brookhaven officer responds to a shots fired call March 2023.
Have you been shot? Have you been shot?
The officer confirmed the reported shooter and the victim were the same person.
Did you shoot yourself? Yeah. You shot yourself?
Self-inflicted and intentional. Steve Christian was dealing with cognitive memory loss. According to the letter he left behind, the diagnosis made the 77-year-old veteran want to die by suicide. But after shooting himself, he seemingly changed his mind, begging for help.
I'm sorry. It's okay. It's okay. We're here to help you, okay?
The DeKalb County EMS response standard is 12 minutes. It was 26 minutes before ambulance help finally arrives. Steve Christian died at the hospital. An Atlanta News First year-long investigation found this is not an isolated case. In the last 4 years, data shows delays grew from DeKalb's ambulance provider, American Medical Response. For life-threatening calls, AMR response time climbed from 16 minutes in 2020 to 21 minutes so far this year, like Carrie Cannett's case.
The longer we waited, the longer we thought, I mean, this is crazy. We don't even know if they're ever going to show up. Come here, big girl.
The family called for help with their toddler. She was having a seizure. 27 minutes passed. An ambulance did not arrive.
So we put her in the car. I rode in the back seat with her in my arms while he drove us to Children's Hospital.
An ambulance didn't arrive in Diane Erteljack's case either. Diane's friend drove her to the hospital after a 911 call for pressure in her head, confusion, nausea, and serious bleeding.
I was kind of going in and out of it. All I remember hearing is there is no ambulance to send. And I remember just so desperate to get to the hospital. And I think I even said, please don't let me die.
Brookhaven leaders calling it a troubling trend.
Our city failed us.
Residents calling it unacceptable. Since 2021, the delays resulted in DeKalb fining AMR a total of $2 million. Fed up, Brookhaven sought state permission to get zoning regulation changed. Currently, the rules only allow for DeKalb to be in charge of EMS services for all its cities.
I hope you guys can have some change.
This November, after months of review, the state committee agreed there was an opportunity for improvement, but they voted instead to give DeKalb 6 more months to address concerns. In effect, Brookhaven residents still left waiting. The state did not grant Brookhaven's permission to run its own ambulances. DeKalb County will remain in charge. Its ambulance provider, AMR, has agreed to new contract terms to help decrease 911 delays within 6 months.
An elderly man unexpectedly overdoses during his stay at a hospital. His family learns he received a lethal dose of morphine, and his doctors declined to save his life.
A notepad full of reminders.
Steve Lowe came over today to visit me because...
From Paul Lowe, a husband who loved his family.
How you doing?
I'm good.
And to be in the know.
There are a couple of trailing showers moving through.
TV was on 24/7, and whatever was on the news or on TV, you know, he put his little notes in there. There was a shark attack in Hawaii. 5 men in Germany were convicted of a jewelry heist. One of the last notes I have, And I'm putting this in writing not to buy any more ice cream because he knew if I brought it home, he would eat it. So
Moments of Paul's life on paper, no longer around to share his thoughts after his family believes a Metro Atlanta hospital failed to do its job. This past May, the 93-year-old grandfather went to Piedmont Eastside Medical Center in Snellville to get treated for pneumonia. He died less than a week later. Yvonne Gardner is Paul's daughter.
And the first thing I thought of was this sure was quick, but not really suspecting that anything had happened to him.
Something did happen. About 3 months after Paul's death, his wife says she got a call from Piedmont Hospital notifying her that medical staff made a mistake.
and I said, well, was it morphine? And she said, yes. And the reason I said that is because I remembered when I had gone back to the hospital, there was this confusion.
Paul's wife Betty says the hospital told her it accidentally overdosed her husband on morphine, administering about 60 times more than prescribed. Natalie Woodward is the family's attorney.
So this is a problem with a major problem because it is not just 1 or 2 milligrams more, it's 60. This was a lethal dose of morphine.
But that's not the end of the story. After the family met with Piedmont Hospital, they took a look at Paul's medical records themselves. And here's what they found, according to the family's lawsuit against the hospital. A prescription for morphine was ordered on May 30th at 5:25 p.m. Paul starts receiving it at 6:10 p.m., but it's at a rate 60 times more than prescribed. Nearly 5 hours later, a nurse notifies the doctor about the overdose and asks to use Narcan to reverse it. The doctor declines. Paul is pronounced dead at 3:45 the next morning.
Would there ever be a reason for not trying Narcan?
Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of.
Dr. Randall Tackett is a professor at the College of Pharmacy at the University of Georgia, speaking to Atlanta News First broadly about morphine overdoses and how to respond to it.
Typically, the sooner after you notice the overdose or you start seeing signs is you start hitting them with Narcan.
Paul had a do not resuscitate order in his medical record, but his family believes that's no excuse not to save him because the hospital allegedly made the mistake.
Dessert can make you happy.
The family's attorney believes Paul's age played a role in the hospital's alleged inaction.
It is incumbent upon them to take these situations seriously, regardless of if it's somebody who's 3 or 93.
According to the National Institute of Health and the Mayo Clinic, medical errors in hospitals result in approximately 100,000 people dying each year, and morphine is among the top 10 drugs involved with mistakes.
It's occurring and can occur, and it shouldn't occur if people are carefully giving it, monitoring them.
A grandfather who preserved his memories through his pen, and a family who feels they were robbed of their own memory. A chance to say goodbye.
Yeah, I feel like no one has the right to take somebody else's life.
Coming up, Ford issues a recall on an engine issue impacting thousands, why it could take months to fix your car. A car owner's engine gave out. Then she discovered it was a part of a manufacturer recall. When she went to get the car fixed, the dealership said it could take months for them to receive necessary parts. Atlanta News First investigates your rights.
Vanessa Stevens' 2019 Ford EcoSport is not supposed to be here. It's a nice looking car. It's clean and well maintained.
I've always had Fords because I think they're reliable.
And it should be on the road. But the engine is shot. It happened 3 months ago as Vanessa drove to work.
It's slowing down ever so slowly and slowly and slowly and slowly. So now my oil light pops up. So I'm thinking I need an oil change.
She'd need more than that. Ford issued a recall about the 1-liter engines in its 2016 through 2022 Ford EcoSport and its cousin, the Ford Focus. the oil drive belt tensioner arm may fracture or separate, causing a loss of vehicle power and power braking assist, increasing the risk of a crash. That's what happened. You know what else happened? Vanessa lost the only lifeline she had to her mom 300 miles away in South Carolina.
Yeah. The stress is my mother. She's 88 years old. She's in full-on dementia, progressing. So that's where my fear lies, not being able to get to her in a timely manner. So she depends on me for everything, even though I'm here in Georgia 4 hours away.
Oh, she got there.
Hey, Mr. Harry, good afternoon. It's Vanessa, just letting you know that I'm on my way out with my auntie and my mom.
Vanessa spent $700 on a rental. Back home, she pays for ride shares. The total with rental cars, $2,000. It adds up.
It adds up.
What about repairs? Ford doesn't have one. The recall says replacement parts won't be available until 2025. And there are no loaner cars for this situation.
They don't give out loaner cars because they don't know how long it will take for them to receive the part.
She can't trade the car, can't sell it, but she has to make her car payments. So how many Vanessas are in the same car? Ford did not respond to us. However, a Ford representative called Vanessa the same day to offer a resolution. And 5-star Ford in Stone Mountain confirmed that Ford Motor Company would pay for a new engine. The dealership towed her car back to the shop and 3 weeks later returned it with a brand new engine courtesy of Ford Motor Company.
This is a trick question. Do you think this would have happened if we hadn't gotten involved?
No, absolutely not. Not at all. Nope. No. I still would have been stressed out. Still calling them every day, getting updates, trying to speak to someone in the higher ups. So no, not at all.
Plus, Ford offered reimbursement for the rentals and ride shares. Add it up, and it equals relief.
You said you wanted to hug the car. Did you want to do that now?
Yes, this is my car. I missed my baby. I'm glad to have her back. It's a blessing. It's a true blessing.
To get more details on which cars are impacted by this recall, text 4 to 470-777-WANF. We'll text that with information right to your phone.
Coming up, missing bodies in the depths of Lake Lanier. A volunteer group helps bring families closure. When someone disappears on Lake Lanier, a search ensues. Within days, officials suspend their efforts. That's when the families turn to a body recovery group made up entirely of volunteer divers to search the water and bring home their loved ones. The serenity of Lake Lanier lures millions of visitors every year, but there is danger hiding just beneath the surface.
Officials say 29-year-old Kayon Ding fell off his boat Saturday.
He is the best person I've ever known.
Annie's boyfriend dove into the water and never came up. But he left something behind on the boat, an engagement ring. Kayan had brought Annie to the lake to propose.
I made up my mind. I told my friends, okay, I know I don't have much money, I don't have much resources, but as long as I leave for a day, I'll find him. There is no way he's not coming home. No way.
Even though you knew he was gone, you had to bring him home.
He has to go home, yeah.
The body of a man is still missing more than 24 hours after he fell off a boat.
But they said, we're calling off the search.
They have to stop at a certain point.
And after 5 days, typically, search is ended. When that happens, the families call us and ask us to please come out and help recover the body so that we can provide closure to the families. That's what it's all about.
Richard Pickering runs the emergency dive response team.
Try going right here and squeezing it, see if you can get it on tight.
All right, dive down. Dive it down.
Volunteers who keep searching for victims under the lake after government agencies have stopped.
Is it Richard underwater? Richard, can you hear? Unfortunately, there's bodies still on the bottom of Lake Lanier from back in the 70s and 80s that have never been recovered.
Visibility in the lake quickly goes from poor to pitch black.
once you get down in that silt, it's hard to find a drowning victim because a lot of times they're down in that silt.
And then there are the trees. Yes, trees. Lake Lanier has an underwater forest.
When they flooded the lake, they did not chop down the trees, so anything over 35 feet deep, they left the trees. They went around and cut off the tops of them, but the trees are as thick now as they are on the shoreline that you see behind us.
All of this gear, even the gas for the boats, comes from donations. The divers sacrificing their time and risking their safety to recover the bodies of complete strangers.
It does cost a lot to run these operations. Every time we go out, we're spending thousands and thousands of dollars.
They found Annie's fiance on the 9th day and brought his body to the surface.
It's dangerous for anybody, any human being to go down there. It's anti-human nature, right? So I feel like Richard's team doing that, risking their life. For a family like me, I wouldn't be able to have Cayenne back without Richard's help.
If Cayenne were here right now, what do you think he would say to the divers who found him?
He would say, I'm sorry for having you guys go through all these dangers to find me, but thanks so much for bringing me back to my family at home. He would feel worried. He wouldn't want people to risk their life to find him, but he will be so appreciated.
You can find more of our impactful investigations at atlantanewsfirst.com and on our app.
We do this for you, uncovering the truth and holding the powerful accountable. Thanks for watching Behind the Investigation with Atlanta News First Investigates.